Let's perform date and time arithmetic using relevant functions over Spark data frames. We should be able to add days to a date or timestamp using date underscore add. We can subtract days from a date or timestamp using date underscore sub. Both of them return new date by adding or subtracting based upon the function you are using. We can get difference between two dates or timestamps using date diff. We should be able to get the number of months between two dates or timestamps using months underscore between. We can add months to a date or timestamp and get a new date using add underscore months. We should be able to get next day from a given date using next underscore day. All these functions are self-explanatory. We can apply these on standard date or timestamp. All the functions return date even when applied on timestamp field. Keep in mind that you will not be generating new timestamps by manipulating timestamps by using these functions. They always return dates only. That being said, let's create Spark session object by name Spark. Then let's create this list. The list name is date times. It contains 4 records. Each record is nothing but a tuple. Each tuple contains one date and one timestamp. Let's create this list. Then using this list, let's create data frame. The schema contains 2 fields. One is date, second one is time. Let's preview the data by using this show on top of data frame. We should be able to see all the 4 records here. Now let's add 10 days to both date and time values and also subtract 10 days from both date and time values. To use these functions, first I'm importing these two. We can get the help on date underscore add as well as date underscore sub by running these help functions. You can see that both of them take days as argument. If you pass negative days as argument to date underscore add, it will subtract. Similar to that, if you pass negative number as second argument to date underscore sub, it will add. You can use both date underscore sub and date underscore add to both add as well as subtract days from a given date. That being said, now let's use these functions on both date and time to add and subtract 10 days respectively. You can actually see the output here. You can see that even though we are adding and subtracting on top of timestamp, we are still getting the dates only here. As we understand how to add days to a date or subtract days from a date, let's get the difference between current date and date values as well as current timestamp and time values. To explore date diff, I am also importing current date and current timestamp because I want to get the difference between today's date and the date we have as part of our data frame, and also today's timestamp or current timestamp and the time we have as part of our data frame. Let's run this to import all the 3 functions. Then let's run this to get the difference between current date and the actual date. Same is the case with current timestamp and actual time in our data frame. You can see the details here. When we subtract these dates from today's date, these are the differences with respect to date. These are the differences with respect to the time. Now let's get the number of months between current date and date values as well as current timestamp and time values. We should be able to use months between for the same. Also, we'll be adding 3 months to both date values as well as time values. We have dates such as 2014 February 28th, 2016 February 29th, 2017 October 31st, 2019 November 30. If you look at these dates, these are all last days of the months. The reason why I have chosen last dates of the months is primarily to demonstrate the functionality with respect to adding months to date or time. Let's look at the example, then you will understand. First, I'm importing months between, add months, and also round. The reason why I'm importing round is because months between will give us decimal numbers. I just want to round off to 2 decimals. That's why I'm importing round as well. Now, if I run this, we should be able to see the output here. Months between output is as expected. There is no surprises over there. But when it comes to add months, when we add 3 to 2014 February 28th, instead of giving us 2014 May 28th, it have given us 24th May 31st. Same is the case with 2016 February 29th, we got 2016 May 31st. For 2017 October 31st, we got 2018 January 31st. For 2019 November 30th, we got 2020 February 29th. So keep in mind that when you add months to the last day of the month, the new date will also be last day of that corresponding month. In this case, it is not 2014 May 28th. Instead, it is 2014 May 31st, even though 3 is added to 2014 February 28th using add months. Just keep this in mind. That being said, as part of this topic, we have seen several functions which are relevant with respect to date and time arithmetic. They are nothing but date underscore add, date underscore sub, date diff, months between, add months, etc. Make sure you are familiar with these functions so that you can take care of date and time arithmetic depending upon your requirements.